I discovered one simple shift that made 93% of my exes almost crawl back. It's not mind games or manipulation, it's rooted in science. Today, I'm showing you the one thing that actually makes exes chase. Let me start with something brutally honest. After my most recent breakup, I did what a lot of people do. I Googled stuff like how to make your ex regret everything, how long before he misses me, and of course the classic. Should I text him, hey, or just pretend he's dead? You know, the usual breakup spiral. Then I stumbled onto this idea that nearly 93% of exes will come back if you do one thing right. Naturally, I rolled my eyes. I thought, if there was one magic move, why are half my friends still crying into their brunch mimosas? But then I tried it. Not just the gimmick version, but the actual psychological reason behind it. And yeah, he came back. So did another one, and another. No dramatic texting, no begging, no thirst traps with suspiciously perfect lighting, just one shift. And I'm going to break down what it actually was and what it wasn't. I started with the classic no contact rule. And I don't mean a watered-down version where you accidentally like his post from 2017 or reply to his story with a fire emoji just to keep your foot in the door. I'm talking full-on disappearance. Poof, gone. No texts. No midnight I miss you messages typed out and then deleted 12 times. No checking if he watched my story or if he posted a quote about healing that obviously referred to me. I even stopped checking his playlists, like I wasn't a heartbroken FBI agent with a Spotify login. And you know what? At first, nothing. Crickets. No calls. No dramatic messages. No, hey, I've been thinking about you texts that rom-coms promise. Just straight up radio silence. I wanted to give up. I really did. Because how long was I supposed to keep up the illusion that I was thriving when, in reality, I was secretly stalking his Spotify activity like a highly trained emotional ninja on a heartbreak mission? My friends were like, give it time. And I was like, he hasn't even changed his profile picture. I think he's already moved on. But underneath the chaos, something weird started to happen. I began to realize how loud my own inner world had become without his presence constantly taking up space in it. And that's when things quietly started to shift. Not out there, inside me. But then something weirdly wonderful happened. I stopped caring so much. Like, not in a bitter, whatever, I never liked him anyway kind of way, but in a soft, freeing kind of way. Like exhaling after holding your breath without realizing it. I started focusing on myself again. I went back to the gym, not because I wanted to be revenge hot, but because I missed how strong I used to feel. I booked dinners with friends who'd been silently waiting for me to climb out of my emotional foxhole. I picked up books instead of my phone, and slowly, like pieces of me floating back into place, I remembered who I was before I was consumed by checking his last online timestamp like it held the answers to the universe. And that's exactly when things began to shift. Not just internally, like the fog lifting, but externally too. Out of the digital void came a message, completely casual. Hey, I saw something that reminded me of you. Oh, really, Jeremy? Was it your sudden guilt or your rapidly collapsing ego? It was subtle, but the timing was perfect. The moment I stopped orbiting his world, digitally, emotionally, spiritually, he started wondering where I'd gone. It wasn't me ghosting him out of spite. It was me no longer showing up to a conversation he'd already left. And that empty space I used to fill, it turned into a vacuum that created curiosity. And curiosity, my friend, is dangerous in the best way. The power wasn't in the silence itself. It was in what that silence made him feel. Because when you remove your energy, your laughter, your check-ins, your presence, they finally have room to realize what they've lost. You're no longer the predictable ping on their phone. You become a mystery. And let's be honest, people chase mysteries. They don't double tap predictability. But let me be clear. This doesn't work if you're just lying in bed whispering his name like a haunted voicemail while pretending to move on. He can feel that. They always can. Energy doesn't lie. If you're still energetically orbiting him, still scripting your life around what he might see or hear, then you haven't really left. You've just gone undercover. And he'll know the difference. What matters is that you step back into your life. Not as a performance, not to make him jealous, but because you should have never left yourself in the first place. I didn't just vanish from him. I reappeared for me. And when I did that, I became scarce. Not in a manipulative, let me play hard to get way, but in a real, grounded, my life is too full to be waiting for a maybe way. I wasn't a backup option. I was a blessing with boundaries, and apparently that's attractive. Now, let's talk about what actually pulls exes back in. Because it's not your hair, it's not your outfit, it's not that one flawless beach picture where you look like a summer goddess. It's familiarity combined with distance. You know what's wild? When someone walks away, their brain doesn't actually delete all your good memories. If anything, the bad stuff fades faster. What lingers? The laughter, the inside jokes, the late night talks about nothing. Those emotional highlights stay on a loop in their head, especially when they're alone, tired, or scrolling through old pictures they swore they deleted. One guy told me months later that it was a song, literally just a song, that made him realize he missed me. It was some random track we used to scream in the car. He heard it while stuck in traffic and said, "I almost texted you right then." You know how many love stories start with that exact almost text? There's something powerful about becoming a memory they didn't expect to miss, especially when you're not out here forcing it, when you're not dropping hints or begging for attention. You become the nostalgia that hits them when they least expect it. The best part? It works even better when you're genuinely unavailable. Not fake busy, real busy. As in, doing your thing, building your life, pouring your time into people and projects that give back. That's when you become emotionally scarce. That's when you shift from someone I used to date to someone I'm not sure I'll ever find again. And that uncertainty, that drives people wild. Let's not forget the role of good old-fashioned loneliness, because at some point, the people they swore were more exciting or chill or less complicated, they don't hit the same. The connection's not there. The laughs don't land. The comfort you once gave starts to feel like gold, not glass. It's in those late-night silences, those birthday reminders, those little moments when something ordinary reminds them of you, that they start to miss you in ways they didn't know they would. I've had exes come back 6 months, even a year later, and every time the reason was never some big, dramatic realization. It was subtle. They missed the way I used to make them feel, the way I understood them, the peace, the fire, the version of themselves they liked better when they were with me. But, and this is important, it only worked because I wasn't sitting there waiting. I didn't freeze in time, hoping they'd come back. I moved forward, and when they caught up, they realized I'd already become someone they weren't sure they could reach anymore. That's the game changer. The one thing that makes exes come back isn't pretending you don't care. It's actually building a life where their absence doesn't feel like the end of your story. It's being emotionally unavailable because your emotional availability now belongs to you. When they feel that shift, when they sense that you're no longer orbiting around them, they panic. They replay everything. And eventually, a message pops up. A casual, "Hey," a like on a 2-week-old post, a subtle attempt to see if the door is still open. And you get to decide. Not from a place of pain or revenge, from clarity, because now you know it was never about chasing them. It was about returning to you, becoming the version of yourself that doesn't need someone to come back to feel whole, but who also knows that if they do come back, they better come correct. So yeah, 93% of my exes came back, not because I played them, not because I got hotter, but because I got still. I got better. I stopped leaking energy and started radiating it. And that, my friend, is impossible to ignore. If this sounded anything like your story, tell me below, what made your ex come crawling back? Or are you in that, ugh, I miss them, but also I kind of want to win zone? You're safe here, I've been there too. And if you're ready to stop chasing, start healing, and maybe accidentally become the person they can't stop thinking about, hit that like button, subscribe, and come back for the next video. Because the glow up isn't revenge, it's alignment. And nothing makes someone chase harder than watching you become everything they didn't appreciate the first time. See you soon.